You never know when it started, do you? Right, welcome to Catch of the Day this week. I'm Ben Forte, Director of Learning Commons.
And I'm Daniel Shahin, Educational Technologist here.
This is the first one for a couple of weeks. We had half term last week. We just didn't get around to doing anything, did we?
No.
Well, not anything. We did quite a lot.
We were really busy, but we didn't have enough time to do Catch of the Day.
Okay, so we're back this week. And this week we've decided we're going to talk about blogging. There's lots of staff asking about blogging with their classes and people doing personal blogs of what they've achieved and all sorts of things. We're even using it for revision and stuff. People are like making blogs of the stuff that they're revising. So it's quite a good topic to talk about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So there are loads of platforms out there, but we've just picked the 3 top ones that we know about.
I've pretty much through the years tried them all out, and not for the sake of trying them out, but actually just started a blog on random ones over the years and tried a few of them out. So we're going to have a quick review, quick run through them all now for you.
So we'll start off by going through WordPress. If I just share the screen.
I'd say WordPress is probably the most famous of them all, probably like the most well known of them all.
Yeah.
So we'll start with that one and show you.
Some screen sharing issues. Okay, so we're going to start off with WordPress, and it's worth just mentioning at the start that there's WordPress.com and there's also WordPress.org. So WordPress is the blogging platform. .org is actually they give away WordPress, so you can actually download WordPress and you can install it onto your own web server. If you're a techie, then that's probably the way you want to go with it, because you can customize it a lot more and you can add in more plugins that maybe aren't available on the WordPress.com version.
You can really develop more of your own sort of website feel to it rather than just using their standard sort of themes that come with their WordPress.com.
Yeah, so WordPress.org for people that are a bit more techie or have got their own web hosting already. A lot of them, it's not actually that techie to install it. You can quite often just have a one-click installer to install WordPress. So it's not a difficult one, but if you're that way inclined, then I'd go for that one. That's how I personally have mine on my website, so I can add in additional features and stuff. But WordPress.com we'll talk about now, just because that's the one that's easily accessible to everyone. So WordPress.com, go along to it, click create a website and sign up. I'm just going to log in with my email account. Remember my password. So when you log in, you can follow blogs and stuff, but like on Twitter, you can follow stuff. So you can follow other people's blogs. But if we click up on the top here, my sites, if you can have multiple sites on here, but I've just got this one that I've made as a sort of test one for our Learning Commons. So if we click on to view the site here, it'll open it in a new tab, and this is just out of the box. Not done any work on setting up a theme. It's just the theme it comes with. It's got a few default images, and that's it.
You can see it comes out of the box looking pretty professional, pretty sleek. So it's quite a nice feel to it.
Yeah. And then if we flick back onto this other tab, you'll see go ahead view site. We've also got WP admin. So that's actually where you do all your admin for your blog. So in here is where you can post new things, add pages, add stuff to your menus.
And it's all fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice and easy to use, like you said.
Yeah, and this admin panel is exactly the same if you're hosting it on your own site to if you're using WordPress.com. There are a couple of extra features like this store one, like that doesn't come in the one that you have on your own site, and some of these bits up here are extra bits, but generally that's what it's going to look like. So we'll just add a post, I think, just so you can see the process of how easy it is to actually just make a blog post and share it. So add new post, give it a title, just of the day 5. And then at the bottom here, this is where you just type
the body of the text.
Yeah, your body, and if you've already got it written in Word or something, you can just paste it in, or whatever you want to do really. You can format it with these basic tools along here.
You can add links, pictures, there's layout tools there. There's plenty of different things you can do.
So if we wanted Word to be in bold, italic, let people get the hang of that, just center it, whatever you want to do with that, that's up to you. Then something which you probably wanted to do before you start, but you can do it as you're going along, is you can categorize your blog posts. So I quite often I'll write a blog post maybe about Google Chromebooks, so I've got a category called Chromebooks, so I can put them all together in one group. And it just
so for your readers, it's much easier to find and follow you, so it's always nicer to add a category.
Yeah, so we could just make a catch of the day category. You can just make it there and then, so you don't have to worry about doing it up before, but I tend to normally have them done already, but you can just do it as you're going along. It does just save as you're going along, or you can click to save it if you want to. And then once you're ready to go live with it, you can go live. You can schedule them actually, so here you've got publish immediately. If you are actually planning, you want a specific time, you want this to go live, and you're that organized that you've managed to do it in advance, then you can get on here and schedule it, and it won't go live until then. But for now, we're just going to go publish.
Cool, so that's straight away readily available?
Yeah, and it's given us a little preview of what that looked like. If we switch back to the other tab that we opened before, just refresh the page, and now you can see on the home page we've got
first blog post,
and you can click on it to view more.
Again, it's already built in that you can share Twitter, Facebook, Google+, you can reblog it, so there's plenty of features that are already built in. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So the only other thing that you do on the blogs is, although you're doing your posts, you can also add pages to your site. If we went into here, you can click pages. It comes with an about page, so you can write some stuff about yourself. We might want to add a new page for links. So we can make a page to links to useful websites.
So it's nice and easy to sort of develop your blog to be more like a proper website.
So we could just make a page that's got, and this is the difference here, is that it's not a blog post, it's a static page that people are always going to come back to. So it's good for about us stuff and things that you want to keep as a high key feature on your website. So once you've added a page, you can see what it does. I don't know whether it adds one automatically. Yeah, so it adds it to your menu, so you can see now that you've got it on your menu. And you can choose what that would look like on your menu. So if you go into appearance here, you can see one called menus, and
you can edit the structure of your menu, change it all around.
Yeah, so I think it's really easy. Like I've noticed when you want to just put, say we wanted them to go underneath, so we have like about us as the top level page. You just drag that to one side, and you see it's now like under it. That's it. It's done right now. If we went back to the site, when we refresh that, let's just see. Okay, so the default menu that it came with that was already there was just like not actually a real menu that had been set up. So I've actually now created that as a menu, and then that saved should now replace it. So you see the about's gone, and now we've dropped it underneath it.
So when you hover over, now you have the option to go to the sub.
Yeah. And that's just a nice simple way to like move all the layout. And if you didn't want it to have that full text, you can just change it, just say links if you wanted to. If you know how to use a computer properly. So you can just delete that out and save it, and then you've not changed anything about your page, but you've now got just links. It still has this full title. It's just nice and simple, really.
Cool.
So there's loads you can do with WordPress.
It
It's
looks
just
so good as well,
isn't it?
Yeah.
All of the plugins and stuff that you can add on to it to do extra things. What really has made it so popular, I think. So should we have a quick look at Blogger?
Yeah, cool. So Blogger is it's actually a sub from Google, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it was made by someone else originally, but Google took that on as their blogging platform.
Okay.
And any schools that use Google Apps for education, you just turn this on. It's just a feature. You can have it turned on just for staff or just for students or for everyone.
So for us, that's nice and easy because we just click, when you go to sign in, you can actually just sign up using your Google account. So it's nice and easy doing that. You just click sign up Google account, automatically just logs you in, and it just connects everything. So it's nice that it fits in with your Google Plus, and it just makes it a lot more streamlined for us here, probably, I'd say.
There's no need to provision lots of people's accounts. Like if we said we want all the students to use WordPress, then there's no way of us actually setting up loads of WordPress accounts or anything. So Blogger, it's just done because you've got all your Google accounts already. So let's just have a quick run through. I haven't actually got a blog on here, so we could just have a quick live run through of what you actually would do. So we can do another catch of the day. I'm going to end up with loads of blogs called Catch of the Day everywhere.
So yeah, it automatically gives you a URL. And you can change it and add your own. You've got to find one which is available.
Yep. So I'll go for that, I think. Giving us a choice of themes that we might want to go for. Dynamic. That sounds great. So let's create this blog.
We're just looking at the themes there. They look a bit simpler than the WordPress ones, and maybe not as sleek. But let's have a look.
Let's see what view. Well, not got anything so far, so that's what the blog's looking like so far. Let's have a go at adding something to it. Posts.
New post at the top there.
Okay, so it's very similar, just all the same sort of stuff along here. You can add pictures, format your text.
Once again, on the right, you can schedule when you want it to post.
Labels are like categories, aren't they? So we can label them with catch of the day or whatever you want to label them with. So here, separate them with commas. So not quite as just tick box of categories as WordPress. It's a bit more manual, but I think it's still simple enough to just do that.
I'd probably say here with bloggers is where you might gain an advantage if you already have a Google account and you have Google Plus followers or friends with your Google Plus account. You automatically have sort of an audience that you're writing to.
Yeah.
Whereas a WordPress, if you don't have the followers or people aren't looking at your page, there's no reason for them to really go there. Whereas
this has got, like you say, it's interlinked with Google Plus. You see here, I just click publish and it's immediately telling me, do I want to share this on Google Plus? I probably won't for this, to be honest. But here we go. So let's have a refresh, see if we've got anything now. So there you go. So you can see that it's just a nice, simple.
And obviously, like there was plenty of other themes for us to choose. And again, you can add all your pictures, you can change the fonts and all the color schemes and stuff. So there's plenty of personalization here as well.
Yeah.
I'd just say the out of the box probably doesn't look as great as WordPress, but it's very simple again to use, very self-explanatory. And maybe even for the sort of people that want to just open and go and just start writing, it's quite nice. You don't have to fiddle around with all the pictures and stuff. It's just like you can just get in there and just start writing. So for the creative writer who really wants to start writing about what their blog is on, then it's quite nice to just get in and go with this.
Yeah. And it's very easy entry level for students. I think there's very little to go wrong, really, isn't there? This is like almost the first time we've used it, and we just created a brand new blog, made a post on it, and away we go. That would have been shared on Google Plus, basically.
And again, the blog's managed by our domain. It's managed by our Google account. Yeah. So again, like you said, for our students here, it's really just a lot better. It allows us to manage what's going on a lot better. So yeah, for students, I would particularly say that this would be a great one.
Yeah. Sure. So we have a look at Tumblr. Tumblr to me, like, it's always associated more as a
social media.
Yeah, social media really, but it is actually a blogging platform.
Yeah, it's actually a blogging platform. I would say, like you said, it's fairly similar to a lot closer to social media in fact, where you follow people, you have like sort of trending blogs and stuff like that. But also, I would say it's more based around not pictures in particular, but it's more visual. I would say. I mean, obviously, you can post a lot more than what you can in a tweet, but I wouldn't say for people who want to really sort of creatively write endless pages in their blog that it's probably not the best platform for that. But to say like a travel blog or something like that, where you're sharing lots of pictures and you're doing that sort of thing, I actually really like Tumblr as well.
Yeah,
it's very attractive. Again, it's really easy. You just log in, sign up. It's really easy to sign up, really quick. But once you're in, to add text to your blog, click on the text here. So I'm just going to do a quick probably type.
it feels like Tumblr's got a lot more of a feel of almost like a midway between WordPress and Twitter, really, isn't it? With having the ability to like repost and follow and all these sort of things.
Again, what I just did there is just added a hashtag. The same thing as the categories and stuff like that tags. So that's the body of the text. You enter the body there. You enter your title here. It tells me what blog is posting to up here.
Yeah.
And again, a drop-down menu, I can add to a queue. So it's the same thing as posting at a certain time. Okay. I can save it as a draft to post later, or I can post privately. So I can actually choose. It's very similar to like sort of Facebook and Twitter. You can add your privacy to who sees your posts, which is quite nice. Yeah. So I'm just going to, and again, sorry, just quickly note on that, again, you can actually preview on your blog. So that would actually link you to another page to show you what it looks like before you post. I'm just going to go straight to post. So that's that done there. And I can actually just go straight to, I'm just going to open the blog here. This is the blog. Obviously, we've just opened it straight out, just signed in today. We haven't titled it or anything, but this is how it looks straight out the box. There's the post there I've just done, catch the day. So it comes up like this. Again, if I wanted to change the title or anything, I would have to go back, but that's just the basic setup here. But again, nice and easy to add photos, drag and drop photos anywhere from the web. You can add quotes, you can add links, you can actually start chats, which are actually live chats. So that's quite a nice feature. So you can actually ask a question to your followers, and if anyone's sort of there, you can actually open a discussion, which is quite nice. Yeah. Audio, you can add sort of podcasts or anything you've recorded, and video. So after we've recorded this, we could actually add the video to our blog. Yeah. So it's quite nice. I quite like Tumblr. I follow a few blogs on Tumblr, which is
it's very fashionable, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think you're because of it being associated so much as a social network, you might find in some schools it is actually filtered. Because I think it is really heavily regarded as a social.
And again, there's a few there's some stuff. It's not like you said because it's an open sort of platform, and a lot of people post potentially inappropriate things. So I would say definitely got to make sure and have a good filtering system if you're using it at home. And again, in schools, it tends to be blocked. I believe it's blocked here.
Yeah, but we've talked about it because it's one of the most popular platforms, and used in the right way could be a very powerful tool to be using.
Definitely.
All right. Well, back to us. So yeah, that was a quick review of what's going on in the blogging world, and it's definitely like if WordPress and Blogger are like the top ones that people always talk about. Any of these big bloggers are always using one of those two generally.
Definitely, yeah.
All of the vloggers that have their video blogs and they'll have a blog with it. A lot of them just use Blogger even.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these platforms overnight can take off. You see stuff like Facebook and Twitter come out of nowhere. So, I mean, Tumblr is really well established as well. But like you said, I'd definitely say that Blogger and WordPress are the two sort of most popular ones. Yeah. Google probably works a lot better with what we're doing. Yeah. The Blogger.
Yeah, so, it's great for the control. If you're looking to do it with students, you want some control over it. Yeah. Definitely choose Blogger. But if you're looking for the flexibility, you want to design it a bit yourself and go
have a more like a proper web page. I think the WordPress is where that sort of has a step up advantage on everyone else. I feel.
Yeah, literally, like people use WordPress really for their whole website. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not just a blogging tool. That's what it started.
And if we can trust WordPress, which I think we can, they say that over a fifth of all websites are all WordPress now. So that just shows you how much it is used and how popular it is on the web.
Yeah, nearly every site you come to, pretty much. It's going to be WordPress. And shops and everything use it.
Yeah, there's sales features and all stuff like that. So it makes it really easy to progress your blog onto more things, because a lot of people start off with blogs, and as they gain sort of followers, it turns into a bit of a business. You can actually sell things, promote things, review things, and it's a bit of a snowball effect. So I feel WordPress again maybe has a slight advantage there. Yeah. But I mean, just to draw on a couple other things, tag. I mentioned tag during the revision vlog that we did a couple of weeks ago. Tag's another quite nice one that you can develop blogs on. It's very attractive, very easy to use. Yeah. And you can check out the last blog, one of the revision special that we did, and I actually speak about tag there. But that's quite a nice one to use. Yeah. Very similar to, I would say, Tumblr, but I would say more. You can actually write a bit more, and it is very attractive like Tumblr. It's got that sort of attractive feel to it, and very social media sort of feel to it. Yeah. So that's probably worth checking out.
What was the tool that we went up to Google's offices just before half term and had a look around, and you put together like a sort of blog post of our day.
That's Adobe Slate. Yeah. So Adobe
is
just
a blog, is that?
It's not really, but you can actually you could create blogs via that way. Once it's published, it can be edited, so you could actually continue it as a blog. So it's more like a storytelling tool. Yeah. So if your blog was like that, then like for instance, if I was going away, traveling or something for 6 months, and I wanted to create a story of that experience, and that was going to end there, I think that would be really nice, and it's actually really streamlined and quite beautiful actually in how it works. So very simple to use as well. So if it's like a closed-end project, I would say Adobe Slate's quite a nice new tool to check out. Definitely worth having a look at.
Maybe for like school residential or something. If they
go definitely, school residential, or something like, or even, for instance, like we have the activities week coming up and stuff like that. For kids to review, students to review what they've done during that week and stuff. It's a really nice tool for that. Yeah,
that's Adobe Slate. So we could put a link to that in the description at the bottom if anyone wants to have a look. Perhaps we could have a look at that a bit next time if it's relevant. Yeah, it looks really attractive. I like when you send it to me. It's like quite impressive.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I didn't do anything. It's all in the settings. It's so easy to use, and that took me genuinely about 10-15 minutes to put together. I had all the pictures. It's a drag and drop. You have all the different sort of effects, and it's really beautiful and clean how it comes out. It's really attractive, and I think the kids will really respond to it. Yeah. I mean, I looked at it and found it immediately interesting. Definitely. I'll definitely have a look at that. So that's Adobe Slate, as you said. Cool. Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks for tuning in again today. We'll see you again next week.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.